darling. It's Nina here.
And Ebony here.
And this is Dialogue. Now, today we had a field trip to the movies to go see Honk for Jesus with Regina Hall and Sterling K. Brown.
Honk in the name of Jesus!
Here she go. What was it about?
I had to. Okay. So, it's about a married couple that, that run a church, right? A pastor and his wife, first lady.
Mm-hmm.
And there is a scandal with the pastor. And they run a mega church, in essence. I mean, they're talking about a Bugatti and Ferrari.
Okay,
and
the helicopter.
The Prada. Okay, mega church vibes.
Right.
And a big scandal where there was homosexual acts alleged. But they really focus on they're trying to bounce back and get their congregation back and get their church back. So it's kind of an attempt at a comeback story.
Yes.
Right?
I would definitely agree. It's definitely an attempt. Attempt is the key word. And really highlighting how strong a first lady has to be when the pastor has a scandal happening and how that is detrimental to your congregation and following.
Congregation, their marriage, and her as the spouse.
Yes, because if you always have the choice when something happens, speaking from even relationship, just even in a regular relationship, you have the choice to leave or stay. And I think it's harder to leave when you have that much of a reputation in the community as first ladies and a pastor, especially a part of a megachurch. I mean, yeah, it's a little bit harder to do that. So I think this is really a story about her walking in that, and they're being recorded, so it's documentary style.
Yes,
that's happening, guys. So it's not like, oh, you're just watching this all play out. You're in a documentary. They're kind of breaking the fourth wall a little bit to have that conversation and wanting to cut away the camera because stuff gets real feelings. And just going into character breakdown, how do you think they did? How do you think Sterling K. Brown did and Regina Hall did in their part?
So Sterling K. Brown is the pastor here. And, oh man. So... Because there was just so much going on. Like, both characters are very complex, right? And the pastor is we knew, flash off the jump. Oh my god, big scandal, homosexuality. So you're like,
Is this spoiler alert? Are we doing? Okay, so this is spoiler alert. Okay, so let's
after the plot, explain.
Let's just cut the rug, okay? So Sterling K. Brown's character, Lee Curtis Childs.
Yes.
Right, because we Googled it before and it was like, what was his name? Lee Curtis Childs basically is in a lawsuit with some young men. They are not underage, but grooming is kind of implied. He's
definitely
giving them cars, new shoes, and stuff like that. And I think 3 out of the 4 settle out in court, and 1 doesn't take the money. And in the midst of them trying to get their church back, they're trying to amp up news. Oh, we're coming back, because they were a huge part of the community.
They had to stop doing sermons.
Yeah, they had to shut down the church. And apparently they shut it down long enough where another church, all their congregation and all that money and investment had went to their church, and so it blew up. So now you're in competition with another church in the community.
Yes.
Okay, so going back to Sterling K. Let's just talk about him and his character, Lee Curtis Childs, because she has some feelings, guys. It's what was that word that you called him?
Narcissist.
He's a narcissist. Y'all.
So, I think the movie was funny and how they did the characters because there's a good side and a bad side to every type of person, including religion. So that was kind of they're diving into the negative aspects of a story based on a religion type setting.
So how is he a narcissist?
Okay. Well, he wouldn't admit fully that he did wrong by cheating on his wife with multiple people. Okay, let's just say that flat out because it's not really it's kind of swept under the rug, but not really. They tried to sweep it under the rug. So he's cheating on his wife as a pastor. And then there was an interesting scene where it was a intimate romantic scene where they get a little.
Oh my God, guys! Look, Ebony's trying to be all nice about it. Look, let me tell you something. They was trying to get groovy and having marital relations. Okay?
There we go. I like that.
Yeah. Marital relations.
I feel like you gotta change your motor shooter.
And he instantly flips her over. Okay, speaking as that person, like doggy style. I mean, that's when you get to do it. Anyway. But because the scandal was already foreshadowed, it was referencing, I think, to the male intimacy that he was having with the younger guys, right? And she requests, y'all, can we do it the regular way?
Missionary.
Right? Can we do it missionary? And
can't you look me in my eyes anymore?
It was like, can we, whatever. So he turns over, and apparently she's like, "Are you in?"
That was like cringe moment number 5.
Okay, let me tell you. First of all, let's just establish that Nina was cringing a whole full body psychosis through this entire movie. Okay, just complete cringe. And if anybody knows me, if I cringe, I'm walking out. I'm turning it off. I'm fast forwarding. I couldn't. I was trapped in the theater. Okay. So anyway, the fact that he gave up trying to please her and then had the nerve to turn around. This is where the narcissists come in to ask for head. How?
Right. I mean, it was no give and take. It was just take.
No. It was a complete metaphor of her stepping despite of her needs and what her wants were and her feelings, that she had to still please him. It was despite of all what I want, I am still supporting, pleasing you. And it was plain for me, just as I guess a married person, realizing what she's doing, because it's always our job to look out for them. It's always our job to make them feel wanted, desired, and making sure that they can pop up in the morning and do what they need to do. So it was.
And then he put her out on the side of the road and made her dance like a common.
That's the reason why I didn't want to see it. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, I looked at.
That's his wife. Like, he treated her so bad,
her dignity is gone. Like herself. If she didn't like wouldn't
listen to her recommendations on when they would reopen their church. Didn't listen to her. Then when it didn't work, put her on the side of the road. When that didn't work,
I mean, that's another.
He made her a mime.
He made her a. He made her a praise dance mime, y'all.
You know what? I just thought of something.
What?
Was that like a like a nod to women should be seen and not heard? Was there a deeper meaning there?
I mean, there's a lot of misogynistic guys that would definitely agree to that. Fuck me, feed me, and shut the fuck up. So that's usually the just looking at Greg's. I'm just looking at Greg's face. I'm sorry. Okay, that is definitely something guys would have, but I like the fact that she stood up for herself, even in her monologue of like the fact of like, look, at the very end when she looks at him and says, "Look, some things that you say to me should be in your head or between you and your God."
Yeah, I like that.
That Finally. Was her standing her ground to say, "Stop talking to me."
And then they end the movie.
And in the movie of her like debating, should I kill him or not? Because she said, I would so much kill him than leave him.
Okay, so are we in agreement? We did not like the pastor as
we did not like. I mean, he couldn't get away from wanting to play a little boy's booty holes. He couldn't get away from that demon chasing him, even in the midst of a trial. That's what really kind of angered me about his character.
Well, because he was starting another new offense, right?
Yes, you were in the midst of the camera guy, what are the gaffers? The sound boom guy.
Yeah.
You're about.
He was trying to get a different kind of boom.
Look, he's trying to get a different kind of boom. Look, on church grounds. I think that's the basketball court at the church. Okay, and I feel like that was just completely horrible. So moving on to Regina Hall. So
did we like her?
I pitied her.
Yeah.
It was more they definitely did their part. Definitely in my wildest dreams wouldn't have seen Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall as far as like whoever did the chemistry training and all whatever, that was, you sold me on they were a couple. And sometimes you can't do that.
Yeah.
You can't just put two people together and say you guys are a couple and the audience be sold on it.
He bit her toe. They were a couple.
I knew he was gonna do it. I knew he was gonna do
when
it.
toes go in the mouth.
We are best friends.
You might be connected.
We are connected. I mean, I don't know how long it took to film, but you can tell that they have history of being in the industry. They are definitely colleagues and peers to be like, we're gonna get it done to sell this chemistry, and I think they did a good job with that.
Yes, they definitely did.
But I pitied Regina Hall. What was your pity moment of like when you're like, dang, I just really feel bad for you?
When her mom, that she was trying to get a life raft from her mom. That was like, I need some help and guidance. Let me go to my mother. And the mother was obviously very devout. And her mom's like, suck it up. That's the ship. Suck it up. But yes. That also made me so sad because in abusive relationships, which she was being taken advantage of, being, and that was the little bit that we knew. And her mom was like, you gotta stay with him. I was like, So not only did she feel bound to that relationship from her own family, her own mother, but by her religion and her community. And now you've basically subjugated yourself to a certain type of prison. Yes. That you're in, and you now have to accept your prison. And that's when that church smile comes on of like, oh, But do you? Okay. Do you? Or can you find... So that's what kind of also irked me. She is also a free, smart woman. Right. She doesn't have to. She has a choice. You do. You always have a choice. No one is imprisoning you. This is not that country. Okay. But it's not like Get Out. Lord, if y'all mention Get Out again. It's not that country. So you can, but it's like, at what cost? What is it going to cost you to get out? And if there is no level of reconciliation, because when I feel like when people throw around divorce, it's like, did you do absolutely everything you possibly could? Did you go to the word? Did you pray on it? Did you go to counseling? Right. Did you really try to put in the work to hold it together? If you have not, then you're not there yet. Right. And that's where I think she was probably looking for her mother to more so say, just to have her think about it versus suck it up. I've at least discuss it. Yeah. And help her with tools. Yeah. Right? But she had nothing. It was like, that's your husband. That's your choice. And then it just seemed like she kind of preferred... Dismissive. She really liked him. Yeah. Like, even if, like, what's been going on. That was weird. I was like... I've had that. Like, my mom already knows, like, you being even Facebook friends with my ex, it's like, I have an issue. I have an issue. There might be a little backstory that I didn't really grasp upon. There might be. Like, I felt like, yeah. I feel like she's looking at they got drunk together alone one night, something might happen. No. That's how I felt. No. Oh, okay. I mean, he's messing with little boys' booty holes. I don't think he's going to go to older women. Honestly, a man like that, I don't know. Not at this point. But yes, her definitely having the pity, feeling sorry for her, because I wanted her to win. It wasn't even about, like, the comeback to the church wasn't even about him anymore. It was like, you are excessive. You deal with money and style and the whole outlook that you're not holding yourself accountable. It's not worth it anymore. I just want her to at least say, oh, your hard work, the humiliation from doing mime on the side of a road, honk for Jesus sign, let it be for something. You know what moment them come. I really enjoyed in the movie? So we mentioned it's like a fourth wall documentary type style. So the interviewer, or the documenter, Anita doesn't speak for half the movie. Is Anita white? We don't know. Anita sound white. Anyway, she was because when Regina called her out on it, when she was like, "So why don't you just leave?" Well, no. Here I want to back up just a little bit, because that was the first time Anita spoke. They tried to interact with her and prompt her, but she wasn't taking the bait until that messed up stuff happened, and where Regina Hall is like breaking down. Yes. That's when Anita's like,
at her most
speaking.
Wrong.
And you know what? I'm kind of glad that they had him like, oh, now you speak, Anita?
Yeah.
Like that.
Confronting her like you... Because
that's what I was saying in my mind as the viewer.
What?
I was like, oh, now she speaks? I literally... So I was like, yes, they addressed
you read the script. That is definitely... I agree. I that was a momentous... Because I was like, I want to know what Anita sounded... Because Regina never trusted her.
Right.
Even hearing about her.
Right.
And having her first come to the house, she never trusted her. So the fact that you're getting footage of really raw parts, like interacting with a former member, that whole... That bless your heart conversation.
Bless your heart.
Bless your heart. You're going to fail at life. You know, conversation that she was having with the former congregant. It was just like, you're documenting this, and she's mortified. You can tell she's mortified of that she even had to do that, and then now it's on film and to be published.
So I have a question for you.
What?
How did you know that they felt all these things? Because there was a lot of acting without the words, right?
Yes.
But were you able... Did that... Were you able to feel it across the screen?
The eyes.
And
this was a lot of eyes for me.
Right? Was it just for Regina Hall or also for Sterling K. Brown?
Sterling. I feel like his eyes, I looked when they were red and when he had white eyes. Like, really. You made
it sound like a game. Red eyes, white eyes.
Red eyes. The level of passion that he had to put through his eyes, like how remorseful his evaluation, when you're really breaking down, making your performance believable, that level of evaluation he had to have, those stare-offs.
Yes.
How many, they were like really staring off of like really reflecting on what's happening and what's going to happen and what do I do next type of reactions. They definitely fed me into, we're in some crap and we need to make up for it.
Yeah, it felt visceral, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was the part that you cringed the most? Because I cringed throughout the whole entire thing. So what was a cringe moment for you?
Okay. So, my most cringeworthy moment was when they were in the bedroom.
The bedroom scene.
Having marital relations. But I'm going to tell you why. Because there was a couple in their 80s, probably about 7 seats over. And the reason why I knew is because both of their hair was completely white.
Okay.
And she had the perm. So I was like, oh no.
Oh no.
And I was like...
You think they were into it? They didn't know what they were going to watch.
I felt secondhand cringe. Like,
what was the rating of this?
Okay. You know the cringe factor when you're watching a sassy movie with your parents and like all of a sudden this... a sexy scene pops up and your parents are in the same room with you and you're kind of like, oh god. That's the feeling I got. And that was the worst cringe moment I had.
I don't know if I've had that feeling. I'm more like, are they going to let me watch it? A nipple pops out. Are they going to...
Oh my god. Oh my god.
We're okay?
What was... I can't with you. What was your most cringeworthy moment?
Oh God, there was a point, guys. I was like this for 3 minutes. I was
Which
like
part?
that. I don't know. I missed it. I don't even know.
Because I was sitting next to you, and I was so invested in the movie that I didn't even.
I don't know. I can't even remember. I missed the part because I didn't want to see it. Because I was like, I know what's coming. I don't even want to be the essence. I know the basketball scene, definitely the basketball court was because I knew he was going after him. Yes. The conversation of like, the shaving.
When he was hitting on the boom guy.
Yes, when he started hitting on the boom guy and talking about shaving, it was like, and you trying to offer him a job, you're trying to give him something, and then the whole touch. So if you know about predators, okay, they will test the limits of where they touch you. First, they touch you somewhere platonic. Then they inch, and they're waiting for the boundary of stop, no, and don't, okay? Yeah. So if you don't say anything, they'll keep going. Yeah. You have to be verbal. So because the guy wasn't saying anything, he's holding his face at this point.
Cupping the whole face. Like
the face. Okay, so that was my... like probably most cringeworthy time besides her being a mime.
It was. Anyway, so overall, where would you watch this movie, if at all? Like, how did you feel about it? Did you love it? Like, you will go tomorrow and see it in theaters again? Like, at home with your hubs?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would watch it in a basement with no power, but I will tell our viewers. I will tell our viewers it's probably best at home, because when you get to those cringe-worthy moments, okay. So you can walk away and come back and reset, because I was trapped and I did not know what to do. Like, I was going through a whole full body psychosis. I'm telling you guys. So do it at home.
Wait. But was the movie... Okay, you felt trapped. Clearly you said you've walked out of movies, so it kept you there. Isn't that a
No, I haven't walked out. No, I paid $16 and I'm not going anywhere. I will stay there for that factor. But there will be movies I put in and probably put in an hour of investment, and I will turn it off, or I will fast forward.
Oh, dang.
Yeah. Like, it ain't nothing to cut that thing off. I protect my energy and my spirit of, like, I don't have to deal with this. I don't have to stay here. You know, that's kind of what I'm on. But how would you prefer or recommend to watch?
All right.
Honk for Jesus?
Are you ready? You're not going to like it.
What? You would say put it on in theater or go see it twice.
I would say definitely go see it in theater and see it with a couple close friends. Because as soon as you walk out of that theater, that whole movie was so, like, visceral, so many cringe moments. You have to talk about it. Like, you have to, like, process
so it's
it.
because it's a good discussion topic.
Yes. There's
not
so many
the movie itself.
No, the movie too. The movie too. Because there was just so, like, what? You know, like, and I don't know if you saw me, I went like this, like, a couple times. Like, and I wanted to talk during a movie. And I'm not one of those discussion during movie types. We didn't really have a whole lot of people in there. We could have talked about it. We could have. And I wanted to, but the fact that I wanted to, usually I'm Gucci, just, you know, sipping on, you know, my drink and my little snack. But I just wanted to talk about it. It kept me captivated. Even when Sterling K. Brown and Regina Hall weren't saying anything, just staring either at the camera or in a moment, saying nothing. There was just so much power behind their acting. Yeah, it's definitely, you're going to have a level of confusion about really what this is about until it gets deeper. The previews are definitely deceitful. Yeah. Is the word. It's nothing of what you thought it was going to be. Yeah, it's an experience. It's an experience, and that's why I say. So I will grant you that. I will up that. I will. I converted it. I converted a Nina opinion. I don't know about conversion, but I will say yes for the theater purpose to go eat and drink and talk about it. Yes, absolutely. In that order. Yes. Okay. If you're not eating or drinking after, at home. And eat, drink there, and you can still have a conversation, and that could be a kickback. That could be put it on. Go get the visceral reactions. Go to a theater that's got what were we in? Recliners. Comfort is everything, because I feel like the recliner did it for me. It's part of my entrapment of like stay here, just lay back. I had a drink, okay, a hurricane. So yeah, there was not enough liquid in my drink. Anyway. That is Nina and Ebony, and Honk for Jesus. Jesus has been dialogue, honey. See you next time. Bye, guys.